Today, I'm going to talk about the only way to launch and scale a consulting business on IG in 2024. And this is going to work for every year after that. So I broke it down into three sections: marketing, sales, and operations. So let's break it down and start with marketing. So with marketing, especially on IG, it's pretty simple. You definitely want to be active on stories and reels because that's how you're going to allow your leads from and ads. So, for example, stories. One IG story a day with a call to action. So you can have multiple other stories as well, but stories a little bit more personal. You can show your daily life, do the call to actions, do limited time launches too, and stories are perfect for that too. And what's good about stories is it's easy for the prospect to interact with you because they just swipe them and DM you, right? Next, 20 reels a month. This is just to nurture audiences or new people that come into your profile whenever they come in, and then it'll get you more leads and new attention, right? And then the thing is, right, you could grow organically and you can launch at 50, 200K a month, right? We want to scale to the 500K a month or a mil a month. You're going to need some ads, right? And one thing is you're going to need a banger ad, right? Now, just to start, you can do a $20 to $50 a day spend. That's fine. But each of these in isolation is just not going to work. You need a combination of all three to really get all the results out of it. If you have a large audience already, you can get away with just a story in the 20 reels a month and just getting content, just getting sales from your organic audience. But if you really want to scale this predictably, you're going to want to run some ads too. So there's one banger ad, that's all it needs, 20, $50 a day on spend, and you're good to go. And you'll make that back too because if you charge a high ticket offer, let's say at a 3.5K price point, right? You can comfortably spend, let's say, 500, $600 on ads, right? You can cash collect like 10, 15K, and the unit economics just make sense for that, right? Another thing I want to talk about too is just having an optimized bio with a call to action DM and all of that. A lot of the big consulting guys on Instagram do this. Very simple. Who you help, results, and like case studies and testimonials, like proof that you know what you're doing, and a call to action with your YouTube link, link to below in your profile, so you can just nurture them through long form, right? And then one thing that's super important is a case study sales letter. And the sales letter, the whole objective of it is to knock out objections, break beliefs, explain your mechanism and process. So that way you got to re-explain on the sales call essentially. And it's pretty much doing selling at scale because you just write a banger sales letter. That could be the only thing you need to market pretty much as a lead magnet or sales asset for like a good like 6 months to a year, right? And all you gotta do is you want to change the sales letter, just update the sales letter through new case studies and testimonials, and just update the sales letter objections you're seeing on the sales calls too, right? So it really is the ultimate lead magnet. It's probably the only lead magnet you should actually run, especially if you're going to launch on Instagram. So technically for this, ManyChat, so you can do the automatic send to people whenever they comment or DM you on Instagram and all that. Notion, how to do all your content, just your SOPs in general. ChatGPT, just come up with content ideas through AI, and then ManyChat as well. So like I said, let me just take this out, ManyChat. And then next, you're going to want a sales process, right? Now, if you really want to do this properly, you want a setter. And if you're doing about 50K a month, you want a closer. But for now, you're going to do founder-led sales at the start, right? You just need a setter, right? So you're getting out of the trenches. Your prospecting is automated. You have a setter, taking convos, handling objections, and use a book prospects for a call. That's what the setter does. They're paying a commission, a 5% commission, right? Prospect books in, right? If you want to increase your no-show, if you want to increase your show-up rate and decrease your no-show rate, and get higher quality process on the phone too, because they're educated, right? Because you never want to be selling people who are not educated. So a pre-call process, like a 24-hour, 12-hour, and a 4-hour call process. So call reminders, case studies sent, sales letters sent, just nurture emails just to warm up for the call. And then assume all the objections and selling should be done on the marketing pretty much, right? You really shouldn't have to sell on the sales call. This should be an enrollment call, right? And only tech needed for this is ManyChat, like I said, and then GHL, right? So you have all your automations. You can just easily plug in a setter on your account and you're good to go essentially. Lastly, operations, right? Now, this honestly, this should like get you like pretty much an engine, right? So your marketing pretty much just gets new leads in the top of the funnel, right? Your sales, right? Handles objections, right? Get them in the middle of the funnel, right? Bottom funnel, bam, sales call, you're good, and you just onboard them, right? And you want to be leveraged, right? You could do one-on-one, but once you're getting like 20 people, right? It's really hard to do one-on-one, but you still technically can if you just call it asynchronous one-on-one, right? So after you close them, let's say you collect 5K PIF and all that, send them an onboarding email. You can automate this through Zapier or Make. And then as far as the course material, you house it on school. It's 99 bucks a month, right? All the course material, templates, SOPs, guys, just house it on school, right? But what you also want to do is you want to have a Slack community. It could be Slack or Discord. But the thing I see wrong with a lot of high-tech coaching programs too is, especially when you're launching for the first time, right? A lot of people just go straight to just doing leverage done with you consulting, right? But you also want to get your students results because you're going to use those results in case studies at the top of the funnel for your marketing, right? So I recommend having a private Slack channel just made for you and the customer that's signed up, right? And then you can answer any questions they have. They can message you, and it's fine. And trust me, this can scale too, because if you want to get out of just being in Slack all day, right? Which you won't be even with this model, right? You can plug in a CSM pretty much as your student success manager to handle all of, like the day-to-day like people management essentially, right? You're still in the Slack channel privately, and they can still ask questions, right? But a lot of the work is going to be done by having a good protocol, 3 group calls a week, your community, because they can ask from community, wins they shared, and the challenges too, right? And this can scale to like 500K a month too, even 100K a month at bare minimum, right? And like the technique is super simple. You just need Zapier for like reminders, onboarding automations, collecting feedback, and just stuff like that in general. And Make does the same thing too. School has your courses, and then Zoom just hosts your weekly calls as well. So like you said, like the process is super simple. Everyone on Instagram or YouTube telling you that you need to have like 15 different funnels and all that, like no, like it really is that simple. You just need attention, a lot of it, right? A banger lead magnet made by a good copywriter, a good sales rep in your DMs to manage calls, to like book calls for you, right? And then you as a founder closing calls, right? A good protocol. You make a course, you make it once, you provide updates to it, and provide support through group calls. And this can get you to at least 50 to 100K a month, especially on Instagram, which is probably the best platform to monetize. Now, I have an offer for you. If you want someone to handle all this for you, where I'll script out your content, I'll write you a banger sales letter, I'll manage the sales team for you, I'll recruit the sales team for you, and help you build out and design your backend operations as shown here. Book a call down below. Let's talk, and we can see if you're a good fit.